Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. You know what I want to talk about tonight? Dating. You know, I read from my book about reading about dating at a certain age, but I want to talk about dating because I'm thinking about doing that. You said, well, wait a minute now. Aren't you going to be 83 next week? I certainly am. I certainly am. I certainly am. But I think I want to go somewhere with somebody. I want somebody to come up and take me somewhere. And so, having said that, I asked around, and my friend said, you need to get on a dating app. Now, 45, 55, 65, and 75, maybe 65. I can see you being on a dating app. But 82, I want to say, I'm 82. I had cancer 3 times. I have food issues. What's that gonna sound like? No, I'm not getting on. And then I think, see, my girlfriend, I love her dearly. I love her dearly. But I just don't get the whole dating app thing. I think that it's a desperation to me because you're saying, I can't find nobody, so I'm gonna come on here. And then the men only, I don't know. I don't know. Why would you want somebody that he's a man and he's on a dating app? But anyway, she's proven me wrong so many times. I just haven't been won over yet. So if I put my picture up there, she looks delicious. Then I can't lie about my age. I just don't want. She said, you have to tell them how old. You're in a range. You between 70 and 80. Well, hell, that's a hell of a range. I don't want to do that, I don't think. I think you ought to meet people at this age. You ought to meet people who know somebody that knows somebody who knows you. Like the last wonderful person I met was friends with a friend. He was a friend of a friend of mine. And so that's not how we met, but I went to meet him for something else, and it just turned into something else. But that's what I need. I need somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody. Because you can kind of refer back, and they kind of know your history. They know something about you, and then I just don't know. I don't think that, what would I write on the dating app? I don't know what I would write. I don't know. I can put my picture up though. Now my picture looks good. But then I got to say, well, in real life I don't have any teeth. And in real life, this is a wig. I don't know how you do all that. Maybe it's good for 45 because you still got all this going on. And 55, we still got a lot going on. And 65, hell, I didn't know. I didn't have anything going on. And at 75, I met my person at 74. So, I don't know. But I think 80, I don't know. I need an app for 80 and more. Now, they had an app for 80. No range, but 80. A map for 80-year-olds. Then why you need, how many 80-year-olds know how to use an app? I mean, I'm part of the crew that knows because I teach school and, I'm just into what's current anyway. I've always been that way. Whatever's ahead of the game, I'm there already. So I like techie stuff. So that's just me. So what other 80-year-old, and then here's the part. Who driving somewhere at night with another 80-year-old driving? And I'll be 82, so he'll be 82 and older. That younger thing doesn't work. I really thought it worked. It doesn't work. Because they don't want to be seen with you. Unless your name is Cher. If your name is Cher, she got that fine brother. They still together, y'all. Fine. F-I-N-E, that brother. F-I-N-E. But I think he made what I didn't like. Didn't he say something about their sexual something? I don't think a man ought to talk about what goes on sexually between a man and a woman that you're intimate with. I don't think you ought to talk about that. I think it ought to be some kind of, it should be something between the two of you, So that kind of was a red flag for me with him. But, she still got a boyfriend. So anyway, and then at this age, am I looking for a boyfriend? I don't know. If that word does it work well? When are you not a boyfriend and a girlfriend? I was in I was at church Sunday, and a man said, my girlfriend. I said, girlfriend? But then I had to see how old he was. He may have been maybe he was in his 50s. You can still have a girlfriend. You can say girlfriend at 50. I kind of like the idea of girlfriend, boyfriend. My girlfriend, my boyfriend. But does it have the same ring if you're 80, so my boyfriend such and so? And some people look at you like, you got a boyfriend? That's interesting in how people look at you like, turn up their nose. You don't need my book. Okay, let's talk about my books. And I'm not going to be on here long. But I'm so proud of these 4 books. Four. So this one, if you're getting married a second time, baby, don't do it. I wrote this in 1976, so you think maybe I might know something. And let me apologize. In 1976, it was boys and girls, men and women, male and female. It may have been some other stuff going on, but it wasn't identified. So I don't want the LGBTQ people to be talking about, well, she didn't include us. Baby, y'all know who the female and who the male is. Y'all need to just read the book, period. We're talking about getting married. It doesn't matter. Just him is him and her is her. Okay? Let's get married a second time. But you need to read this because it's the information in there that makes the difference. I don't mean no harm to anybody. It's the information that I want you to have before you say, I do. Because what I write down here, a workbook to help heal before another I do. Because you got to heal. Oh, I could talk about healing, but let me go on to this one. This is my GIS. Okay, if you're in the GIS mapping, baby, you don't have to take a class. No, you don't need a class. All you need is my book. And that's how good it is. Just need the book. I give you enough exercise, enough to do, that when you finish, you are a GIS genius. Trust me on that. All right, let's talk about who lived here, where'd he go. All right, this is the whole book. This is everything you need to know about anything in the subject. And then here, this one. My one-woman show I did, I took my spoken word, I put in here with some additional stuff. And one of them is Reflections on a New Date. Where is it? Besides, kisses are still in my mouth. I love that. You know, I was inspired to write that for a lot of reasons. I was inspired to do music for a lot of reasons. But I want you all, I got this for myself, and I wrote some things for you. But I also have this whole thing about dating. I really think that there are some people who say, you can't say that you don't want to go anywhere and have a nice time talking to other people. I have some widow friends, and some of them have met some other people. I always think of Joe Biden. I mean, he loved that woman. And he still got some place in his heart for her, but he loves Jill the same way. So I feel that way about dating and knowing and going out. You know, I want to go out. I want to go some places. But I was thinking about, who gonna drive us somewhere? We're gonna have to get the children. We have to get our own children to take us somewhere. You 80 and I'm 80. I don't drive at night. You don't drive at night. Everything we want to go to is at night. I guess we have to have Uber money. You know how your mama used to have to give you, we had to go to the kids. At this age, our dating, we have to go to the kids, get the money, I guess, to get the Uber. Call them and say, can you come pick up me and your step-grandpa? Your step-grandma. I'm laughing at myself. Just how would we do that? That's something to think about. I mean, that's something to think about. 45-year-olds, you don't have to think about that. But do you want to get somebody out of breath? Are they all right? A man who goes and signs up for a dating app, I'm going to look at him side-eyed. Because men are hunters. And are you telling me that there's no prey? That's not the right word. But nobody out here for you to hunt? Well, you want to just go do that's try. To me, that's lazy. Seems like you could. It's some folk out here. It's a beautiful. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, baby. We are smart and beautiful. We're beautiful and smart. That's just a given. I'm not even a Georgia peach. I'm Gary, Indiana, but we're still beautiful and smart. Once you cross that Mason-Dixon line, something happens to all of us. We're beautiful and smart. So it's enough women in Atlanta, baby. Why are you on an app? Now, is it not enough men? Maybe I should get, 83 next week, couple weeks. Maybe he needs to be 73. 10 years. Know about that. Maybe he needs to be 75. Yeah, 75 to 77 would be kind of in the same range. 75 to 77. So he could still drive, because I was driving well. 75 to 77. Yeah, 75, 77. Yeah, it's not bad. We have about 3 or 4 years to be all right hanging out. Yeah, he needs to be 75 to 77. Okay, it's got to be somebody I know. I know somebody that knows him. But who knows somebody 75 and 77? I don't even know. I don't know. I think as I do this show, the more I do this show, the more I think dating is all. I think that's what I want to do. But so who knows about 75 and 77? I don't know. But anyway, you all that are 45, 55, and 65, I think you're gonna be okay on the dating game. But I don't know about that. I just have a thing about that dating app. I just don't think the app is the way to go. I think you ought to know the person, or know somebody who knows the person, or knows a friend that knows a person before you go out with them. Because how do you know who they are and all this craziness going around? Now my girlfriend, I got a good friend in Chicago. She loves the apps. Maybe some of you all love those dating apps. I just don't see how a man could be on a dating app with all these beautiful women in Atlanta. Maybe it's just Atlanta. I don't know. And then I don't know how I would get on a dating app when I'd rather know who is it. You got to know something about the people's background, I think. Now, that's just Jordan talking. But I don't know. See, it's a new day now. But you saw I have my latest book here. My latest book, The One Woman Show. Here we go. I'm gonna give you a reflection on the one date, okay? And this is a reflection on a new date. And the only reason why I'm reading this from my book is because it's a combination of some friends telling me what happened. So listen, I sit here thinking how strange it is to be desired, to be pursued, to be seen as a woman, even when my joints ache and my skin has softened, and my mirror shows a life well lived. That is something. I should not be stopping in the middle of my work, but I need to think about that. I want you to think about that. You know, here I am, a woman of a certain age, and a man is sitting across from me that likes me, just likes all of it. Let's go to the next part. It's funny how he looks at me like I'm still the girl who turned heads. It's funny how I look at him and think of the pills, the sag, the shuffle, the way age pulls you down. And yet, here we are, still laughing, still reaching, still pretending, or maybe not pretending at all. Maybe this is what it means to live fully, to dare to flirt with joy, even when the body tries to tell you no. Y'all need to get this book right here. I'm telling you, I got some good stuff in here. And it's something to think about. Your body is saying one thing, your facial lines are saying something else, but then there's always somebody on the other side, I believe, that will take you as is. So I need you to subscribe. I need you to tell your friends to join me on A Slice of Life. I need you to get the book. And then I'd like some thoughts on, do you think I should get on a dating app? You know I love you, and you can't do anything about it.